Welcome to Divine Draw, where I use tarot to read scripture. Today we have Isaiah 56, 3-5, where Isaiah speaks to eunuchs, people who were castrated often involuntarily, and thus excluded from religious life. God promises them something radical. I will give them an everlasting name that endures forever. And I am pulling the Six of Wands. This is stunning. So the Six of Wands is about receiving the public recognition, getting the laurels, someone riding high, celebrated by the crowds. Isaiah's God is literally promising this to people who have been deemed lesser than. Eunuchs can't have biological children, which meant no legacy, no family line. And this is a card of legacy. In the culture obsessed with reproduction and bloodline, eunuchs were seen as incomplete, failed man. But God says, I will give you something better than what the world considers as laurels. This is triumph over adversity. And they're not just survivors, but they're being elevated above the system that wanted to exclude them. Now that is a queer reading goldmine. People whose bodies don't fit gender norms are promised this: divine celebration, not just tolerance. But let's look at the shadow side of Six of Wands. The shadow is, it's an empty victory. The Six of Wands can mean you win recognition, but you lose yourself in the process. This makes me think, what if this promise requires eunuchs to be model minorities, that they have to be perfect servants to earn their place? Notice the conditions here. Who keeps my Sabbath? Who choose what pleases me? The shadow of the Six of Swords asks, is this liberation or is this conditional acceptance that still requires them to prove their worth? The scary part is the threat and anxiety for me is God's promise about celebrating their difference, or is it about them being useful enough to justify their existence? What other people get for free, they now have to work for. But here's what's radical. God is rewriting the rules about who gets to be remembered. In a world where only biological fathers mattered, God says your spiritual legacy is more valuable. I'm not trying to justify either. It may be pure liberation, or as Six of Wands has me see, the inclusion can also be a little complicated. But this energy is that some victories are messy and still worth celebrating. We want the real triumph, but what if it is more complicated? If this gives you anxiety, maybe then it's just the audacity to imagine that outcasts are celebrated. The shadow complicates the light. If you enjoyed this, you might enjoy my 8-week God Writing God class, where we hold both the light and the shadow, and no interpretation is off limits. The link is you know where. And follow for more divine draws where neither of us knows where this is gonna go.